We've got, is it Amanda?
Yep.
Yeah.
From Newark, Delaware?
Yes, I am. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How is the weather where you are?
Oh, it's kind of crappy. It's not really nice out. A little cold. So I love your show, and especially Matt, I'd like to thank you for helping me in the process of deconversion, if you will.
Well, thank you, and you're very welcome.
I am actually calling because, like a lot of us, I would assume I kind of got a little bit obsessed with the movie Jesus Camp a couple years ago, and kind of got me started interested in like Dominionism, Christian Reconstructionism. I looked at like a lot of Mikey Weinstein stuff and the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so now I'm sort of to the point where I'm looking at like the Joel's Army and sort of all these little groups, and I guess I'm not sure where they fit into the evangelical movement and kind of how big it is. It scares the crap out of me. And I'm wondering if you could kind of, because I grew up Catholic, but I don't really know the evangelical world at all.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I can give you a satisfactory answer. What I will tell you is that while I share your concern and I keep an eye out, things like Theocracy Watch and other things that are looking out for this, I'm not the slightest bit afraid that the Dominionists are actually ever going to wrest control. I'm convinced that we have some protections in place and that most of our country is sane enough that when it gets to some point there's going to be a snapback. My point is, why do we need to keep waiting for this? Why do we need to keep waiting for things to get so damn bad that we've got to do cartwheels to get things back on track? Why can't we just wake up and see what potential harm there is coming down the line? By the way, I have to backtrack to do a slight note because Mark went and looked it up for me. Aristophanes was around 225 BC, and so it wouldn't have predated even the earliest writings we have from Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff. But anyway, I'm not. We did a couple shows on Dominionism.
I watched.
I'm not nearly the expert that I probably should be, because I mean this is something that more people are probably going to start asking about. I don't know. Did you want to?
No, I have no opinion on it. I'm not that up on it, actually.
In a way, I'm almost happy. In a way, I'm almost happy that they're out there for the same reason that I'm happy that the Phelps are out there.
That's a very good point. I went to 12 years of Catholic school and came from a family that, I mean, we went every once in a while to church, but we weren't really religious growing up. And now, probably in the past 3 or 4 years, I went from kind of tepid to agnostic / and now I'm into pronouncing my atheism, at least to my family and people who I feel appropriate around.
Good.
But they're to the point now where they don't get annoyed listening to me, and I've kind of turned them to my side a bit, but there's definitely that, like, inaction, like, oh, there's nothing going on, and that is, Fred Phelps is my favorite. I throw him at everyone who thinks that,
he is a good poster child, he is.
I do think there is a lot of people who don't understand, and I'm like Matt, I'm not afraid of the movement because I think there are more sane people than not. But I do think that there are more tentacles reaching into government than most of the population gives them credit for. And I think, for example, like there's a lot of people that I just don't even think have a clue that there's anything connected to like school boards. That wouldn't even know that there's an issue with the school board, and we've got people promoting creationism in the school, and they're thinking, oh, you're just some crazy atheist. There is no such thing as that going on.
Right.
And it's like, well, if they would just take a moment, I mean, you don't have to dig.
You don't even have to leave Texas.
Yeah.
You can take a look at our school board, and there's been plenty of news about this lately, and I haven't heard it on the show, but we're in trouble. I'm not going to say we're doomed, but we've got some work to do to fix our state before a handful of young Earth creationist bigots kill off education for the next generation.
It's scary, too. I mean, I know people who, in the Catholic Church, I would say, I don't really even know that many. I know my aunt is kind of hardcore about it, but most people I know don't even really know what the Catholic Church has to say about things.
Yeah, including most Catholics.
Right. But so I'll ask her what she thinks about creation versus evolution, and she's willing to say that, I shouldn't talk on other people. I'll say that most people are willing to say that there's a doubt hanging over it is basically my problem. And I don't think that would be happening if it wasn't for that very active fringe.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to see, I mean, I'm a relatively new atheist. I'm excited about the ideas. I'm interested. I want to talk about it all the time, blah, blah, blah. So, but I don't want to see myself as like evangelizing, but I don't know.
I do.
Do it.
I do it. I fessed up to it. I did. I went and spoke at a class at UT a few weeks ago on journalism and religion. And one of the first questions, well, one of the questions that came up wasn't one of the first ones. Was, what's the point? Why do you do what you do? And I said, why am I an evangelical atheist? And everybody laughed.
Right.
And I said, yeah, I'm fine with it. I think that with regard to the creation evolution thing, and by the way, this is a good time to point out for the people who aren't used to watching the show and don't know that we've said this a million times, that atheism and evolution are not intrinsically tied together. One doesn't necessarily go with another. We just happen to, be right on both counts. There are, however, Christians and other theists who accept evolutionary theory. And here's the thing. Maybe if we didn't have presidents going out and saying things like, the jury's still out on evolution, when the jury is so in on evolution, it's absurd.
Well, did you hear him this week? I think he said something about the fact that he does accept evolution, basically, and that he does not take the Bible literally, which I would have loved to hear 8 years ago.
It might have been nice, but, maybe...
Anyway,
I don't want to speak to what he's thinking, because my brain can't work that way.
All right, well, thank you so much, and keep on evangelizing. You are making a difference.
Sure.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate the
Thanks,
call.
guys.